Raducanu upsets Osaka. Huge win at DC Open. Tennis highlights. When two former US Open titans clash, the stakes are always sky high, and this showdown between Emma Raducanu and Naomi Osaka delivered in electrifying fashion. At the DC Open, the 46th-ranked Raducanu stunned the tennis world by defeating the four-time Grand Slam champion Osaka in straight sets, 6-4, 6-2, in their first ever meeting. But here's where it gets controversial. Many fans argue that Osaka's recent struggles are a red flag for her career, while others insist this was simply a one-off clash of form and fortune. And this is the part most people miss. Raducanu's victory wasn't just about raw talent. It was a masterclass in tactical precision and mental resilience. The 22-year-old Brit, who made history in 2021 as the first qualifier to win a Grand Slam title, showcased her evolution as a player. "I knew people would be watching closely," Raducanu admitted, "but I thrive under pressure. Facing a legend like Osaka, that's the kind of challenge I live for." Her strategy? A combination of relentless baseline play and a revitalized serve, which she credited for adding another dimension to my game. By saving both breakpoints she faced and capitalizing on 3 of Osaka's unforced errors, including a staggering 7 double faults, Raducanu proved she's no longer the underdog. Osaka, meanwhile, left the court with a mix of frustration and optimism. "I felt I was moving well from the baseline," she said, referencing her 2 US Open and 2 Australian Open titles. "But sometimes she just gets one more ball back, and I hesitate." Critics will point to this loss as evidence of a shifting era in women's tennis, while Osaka's supporters might counter that injuries and burnout have taken their toll. What do you think? Is Raducanu's rise the future of the sport, or is Osaka still a force waiting to rebound? Beyond the main event, the DC Open continued to deliver drama. Maria Sakkari, the rising Greek star, stunned second seed Emma Navarro to set up a quarterfinal clash with Raducanu. And at 45, Venus Williams, 7-time Grand Slam champion and tennis icon, returns to the court with a mission, facing Poland's Magdalena Frech in a night session showdown. On the men's side, top seeds like number 4 Ben Shelton and number 8 Daniil Medvedev advanced smoothly. But the real story is how quickly the undercard players are closing the gap. As the tournament heats up, one question lingers. Can these younger stars sustain their momentum, or will the veterans reclaim their dominance? Drop your predictions in the comments. Let's debate it out. Emma Raducanu versus Naomi Osaka. Quarterfinal highlights and analysis. Imagine a young tennis star, Emma Raducanu, racing through the competition with a stunning victory that not only secures her spot in the quarterfinals, but also the coveted British #1 ranking. This isn't just any win. It's a triumph over Naomi Osaka, a 4-time Grand Slam champion who has been at the very top of the game. But here's where it gets controversial. Raducanu's 6-4, 6-2 victory over Osaka at the City Open in Washington was not just a win. It was a masterclass in resilience and determination. In a post-match interview with Sky Sports, Raducanu reflected on her expectations going into the match. "I thought it was going to be a really difficult match. Naomi's won 4 slams. She's been world #1, won Masters titles. She's so dangerous, and on the hard courts, I think she's particularly comfortable." Raducanu's humility and respect for Osaka are clear, but so is her confidence in her own abilities. As Raducanu adjusted to Osaka's game, she began to make significant inroads, showing a level of adaptability that is rare in such high-pressure situations. "I was making some inroads in her service games after I got used to it a little bit," Raducanu said. "I'm really pleased with how I handled the ball speed and the conditions here in DC." This level of detail in her post-match analysis reveals a player who is not only talented, but also thoughtful and strategic. But the implications of this victory go far beyond the match itself. Raducanu's win means she will reclaim the British #1 ranking, overtaking Sonia Kartal and Katie Boulter. This is a significant milestone, especially considering her recent slip to 46th in the world rankings after a tough loss to Aryna Sabalenka at Wimbledon. However, with her 2 victories at the City Open, Raducanu is on track to return to the top 40, a position that would secure her a seeding for the upcoming US Open. Raducanu's performance against Osaka was not just impressive, but also surprising, given the absence of her coach, Mark Petchey, and the uncertainty surrounding their professional relationship. Yet, Raducanu's game was sharp and focused, suggesting a level of self-reliance and maturity that belies her age. Without a coach in Washington, she explained, I had only my hitting partner, Alexis Cantor, in my corner, but there was no lack of direction in his performance. The match was not without its challenges, with Osaka fighting back in the second set and creating a breakpoint opportunity. However, Raducanu's serve, which has improved significantly under Pecci, proved to be her key weapon, helping her secure the win. Her serve has been a game changer, one analyst noted. It's not just about power, it's about precision and control, which Raducanu demonstrated masterfully today. While Raducanu's victory is undoubtedly a highlight, it's worth noting that other British players did not fare as well. Cameron Norrie was defeated by American 14th seed Brandon Nakashima, and Dan Evans' hopes of a deep run in Washington were dashed after a loss to France's Corentin Moutet. This raises the question, is Raducanu the future of British tennis, or is her success an anomaly? As Raducanu prepares to face Maria Sakkari in the next round, a player she has never lost to, the tennis world will be watching closely. Will she continue her winning streak, or will the pressure of being the top British player get to her? And this is the part most people miss. The real question is, how far can Raducanu go? Will she become a dominant force in women's tennis, or will the pressure and expectations weigh her down? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Will Raducanu rise to the occasion, or will the challenges ahead prove too much? The answer could be the key to unlocking the next chapter in her career. And the Raducanu shocks Naomi Osaka at Washington Open. Norrie and Evans exit. In a thrilling turn of events at the Washington Open, British tennis star Emma Raducanu has advanced to the quarterfinals of the women's singles after a stunning victory over Naomi Osaka, a four-time Grand Slam champion. This match was particularly significant as Raducanu, just 22 years old, showcased her skills by defeating the former world number one in straight sets with a score of 6-4, 6-2. Raducanu's journey in this tournament began with an impressive upset against Ukrainian 7th seed Marta Kostyuk in the first round. Her performance against Osaka was nothing short of dominant, demonstrating her growth and resilience on the court. Next, she is set to face wildcard Maria Sakkari, who recently eliminated American second seed Emma Navarro in what promises to be an exciting quarterfinal matchup. In addition to her singles success, Raducanu is also making waves in the women's doubles. Partnering with Elena Rybakina, the duo triumphed over Juliana Olmos and Aldila Suciati, scoring 7-6, 8-6, 6-4, securing their place in the semifinals, where they will compete against the second-seeded team of Shuai Zhang and Taylor Townsend. On the flip side, the men's singles competition saw British players Cameron Norrie and Dan Evans face early exits in the last 16. Norrie, currently ranked as the British number 2, was defeated by 14th seed Brandon Nakashima with a score of 7-6, 7-3, and 6-3. The match was tightly contested, especially the first set, which was decided by a tiebreak. Nakashima managed to break Norrie's serve twice in the second set, propelling him into the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, Evans, who claimed victory in this tournament last year, fought valiantly against Corentin Moutet. After trailing 5-3 and saving a match point, he managed to push the match into a tiebreak in the second set. However, Moutet ultimately won in straight sets, finishing with a score of 6-2, 7-6, 7-4. Raducanu's performance against Osaka was particularly noteworthy. She secured the first set in just 38 minutes, converting her only breakpoint during the fifth game. In the second set, she quickly broke Osaka's serve and, after saving a breakpoint in the fourth game, broke her serve again to establish a commanding 4-1 lead. Although Raducanu faced some challenges while serving for the match, she ultimately clinched victory on her third match point, winning the second set 6-2. After her match, Raducanu expressed her thoughts to Sky Sports, stating, I anticipated a tough match. Naomi has an impressive record with 4 Grand Slam titles and has held the world number 1 ranking. She is a formidable opponent, especially on hard courts where she feels at home. I knew I had to perform at my best and manage my service games effectively, which I am proud to say I did. I started to find my rhythm against her serve as the match progressed. Overall, I am delighted with how I adapted to the ball speed and conditions here in Washington, D.C. This victory not only propels Raducanu into the next round, but also positions her to become the British #1 when the WTA rankings are updated on Monday, replacing Katie Boulter. As the tournament unfolds, fans are left wondering, can Raducanu continue her impressive run and capture another title? What are your thoughts on her performance? Do you believe she has what it takes to go all the way? Share your opinions in the comments.